everyone, I am Priyanka Rajput, Assistant Professor of SIRT Bhopal. Today we will discuss about the unit of voltage and reactive power control. In this unit, we will cover protection and absorptions of reactive power, methods of voltage control, static VAR system, different type of its applications, characteristics and excitation systems and its different type of excitation systems, and in the last of unit we will learn about the voltage regulation. Now before we start, firstly we know why we have required method of voltage control in power system. We must first understand why do we need to control voltage, and in power system voltage is supposed to be constant, which is obviously not. So we have to control it in such a way that it remain constant. Means, but why does the voltage needs to be controlled at all? And because most of the device, apparatus, electric machines, consumer application, etc. are all designed to work at a specified voltage. Means wide variations of voltage may causes error in operations and performance of the system or operators. It is described that the consumer receive power at substantially constant voltage. In many countries including India, the limits of voltage variations is plus minus 6% of the declared voltage and consumer end. Means what? The voltage toll range decided your voltage range will be considerable plus minus 6%, means toll range is voltage value is plus minus 6%. Therefore, it is important to apply certain techniques, certain methods to control the power system voltage to keep it constant. Following our methods of voltage control in power systems. We know power system, in transmission systems, two important points. First one is a sending end and second one is a receiving end. So methods of voltage control in power system is based on the controlling its receiving end side, either its sending end side. Firstly, method of voltage control in power system according to receiving end methods means methods we use at the point of receiving end. Its first one is by using a shunt capacitor, second one is a series compensator, third one is by using tape changing transformer, and last one is using synchronous condenser. Means voltage control method at the receiving end point. First one is by using a shunt capacitor, second one is a series compensator, third one is using the tape changer transformer, and last one is using synchronous condenser. Now on the point of sending end methods, its method is a excitation system. In this chapter we will discuss different types of excitation system. Now let me start receiving end methods. Means first method we discuss by using shunt capacitor. As its name, shunt capacitor means parallel capacitor. Means in the transmission line we will connected shunt capacitor for voltage control. Means we see during the power transmission there will be problem like poor power factor, voltage regulations, poor efficiency and less reliability. Shunt capacitor compensator is a method to avoid this problem. By using this we could be for better performance, for better power system. Most of the power system are loaded with an inductive load. To compensate the inductive load, shunt capacitor will be applied to the load. This type of compensator could be done to substations level or transmission level. Means the advantages of the shunt capacitor compensator are transmission power losses is decreased by reducing the reactive current, more capacity is available to apply the power to the load, better regulation due to the less voltage drop, due to the less loading, the life of power system equipments increase. To could achieve peak load demand, there will be reduced stress for the generators, excitation system, source generators, power factor increase. Now, it's a basic diagram for this shunt capacitor. You can see with the transmission line, we connected parallel capacitor for increasing the power factor and all. So, its operation is that if the inductive load is connected to the transmission line, the power factor lag, and it is because of the lagging of the load current. As a solution for this problem, a shunt capacitor is connected which draw the current leading the source voltage, and the result will be better power factor. Low power factor causes low voltage regulations. The capacitor causes the current to lead the voltage. The inductive resistance of the system will be cancelled by the capacitive reactance. It will be good to use capacitor bank instead of a single capacitor. Capacitor cannot be installed for small load, instead of the could be connected for medium or large load. So it is difficult to connect capacitor at each load end. Of that, it is connected to the minimum distribution system or secondary substations. And it's a phasor diagram for the shunt capacitor. You can see real power, reactive power, and reactive power is lag of the real power, and this is a QC is a common reactive power. Okay. Now, in order to increase the power factor, a certain amount of leading reactive power QC must be added by usually done by the shunt capacitor. Now, compensator of the line per unit is equal to series capacitor resistance plus inductive reactance. Now, second one is a series compensator. Now, what is a series compensator? Means series compensator is the method of improving the system voltage by connecting a capacitor in series. In shunt capacitor, we will connected in the shunt, and series compensator we will connected in the series with the transmission line. In other words, in series compensator, reactive power is instant in series with the transmission line for improving the impedance of the system. It improves the power transfer capability of the line. It is mostly used in extra and ultra high voltage. Now, advantages of the series compensator. The series compensators have several advantages, like it is increased transmission capacity, improve system stability, control voltage regulations, and ensure power load divisions among parallel feeders. These advantages are discussed below. Increase in power transfer capacity means what? You know the basic formula. So where P1 is the power transfer phases, Vs is the sending end voltage, V are the receiving end voltage, XL is equal to series inductive reactive of the this. Del is a phase angle between the sending end voltage and receiving end voltage. If the capacity having a capacitor reactor XC is connected in series with the line, the reactance of the line is reduced from XL to XL minus XC, the power transfer. So, we know the basic formula of power transfer capacity is P2 is equal to Vs VR upon XL minus XC sin del. Yeah. Then for next step we can see P1 upon P2 XL upon XL minus XC is equal to, we have further it's calculate, so we can find out 1 upon 1 minus XL upon XC upon XL, then again solve it and find out 1 upon 1 minus K, where K is XC upon XL. Yeah. Now, the factor K is known as the degree of the compensator or the compensator factor. Thus, per unit compensator is given by the K is equal to equation percentage. Compensator is given by equation K is equal to XC upon XL per unit into 100 for percentage. Now, where XL is a total series inductive reactance of the line per phase. XC is equal to capacitive reactance, the capacitor bank per phase. In practice, K lie between 0.4 to 0.7 for K is equal to 0.5. Now, P2 up again it's solve. P2 upon P1 is equal to 1 upon 1 minus K means 1 upon 1 minus 0.5 means its value is 2. Now, thus the power transfer is doubled by 50% compensate. Means without compensator its power is some disadvantages, but whenever we compensate it, its power will be 50% doubled. So its efficiency will improve, its reliability will improve, its power factor will be improved. You can see. Now, in the next improvement in system stability. For some power, its next advantages for series compensator. For the sum power transfer and for the same value of sending and receiving end voltage, the phase angle del in the case of series impedance line is less that for the uncompensated line. The reduced value of del give a high stability. Load division among parallel lines, its further advantages, and last one is the control of voltage. Now, on tape changing transformer, in this second lecture, we discuss about the tape changing transformer.